Climate change is here. It's not just about melting glaciers and rising sea levels, it's about people. It's about the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat. The planet's rising temperature is a threat to our health. We are facing a global health crisis. The burning of fossil fuels releases harmful greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere. This warming effect has disastrous consequences. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense. Heat waves are lasting longer. Infectious diseases are spreading further. The World Health Organization has called climate change the greatest health challenge of the 21st century. The impacts are felt most acutely by vulnerable populations. These include children, the elderly, and those living in poverty. Climate change exacerbates existing inequalities. We are at a crossroads. We can continue down a path of inaction, or we can choose a different future. We can choose to protect our planet and our health. We must act now before it's too late. Glaciers are melting at an alarming rate. This meltwater flows into rivers and oceans. The rising sea levels threaten coastal communities. Saltwater intrusion contaminates freshwater sources. This poses a significant risk to human health. Access to clean water is essential for life. When water sources become contaminated, people are forced to rely on unsafe alternatives. Waterborne diseases, such as cholera and typhoid fever, can spread rapidly. These diseases cause severe dehydration, vomiting, and diarrhea. Children are particularly vulnerable to waterborne illnesses. Their immune systems are still developing. They are more likely to suffer severe complications from dehydration. In many parts of the world, access to healthcare is limited. This makes it difficult to treat waterborne diseases effectively. The melting of glaciers also contributes to the spread of vector-borne diseases. As temperatures rise, disease-carrying insects, such as mosquitoes, can expand their range. This increases the transmission of diseases like malaria and dengue fever. Urban areas are on the front lines of the climate crisis. The burning of fossil fuels releases harmful pollutants into the air. These pollutants, including particulate matter and ozone, have serious health consequences. Respiratory diseases are a major concern in polluted cities. Fine particulate matter can penetrate deep into the lungs, causing inflammation and damage. This can lead to asthma, bronchitis, and even lung cancer. Children and the elderly are particularly vulnerable to the effects of air pollution. Ozone, a gas formed by the reaction of sunlight with pollutants, can irritate the lungs and worsen respiratory problems. High levels of ozone can trigger asthma attacks and reduce lung function. Air pollution also has been linked to heart disease, stroke, and other health issues. The World Health Organization estimates that air pollution is responsible for millions of premature deaths each year. Reducing our reliance on fossil fuels is crucial to improving air quality and protecting public health. Investing in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power is essential. Climate change is threatening our food security. Heat waves, droughts, and floods are becoming more frequent and intense. These extreme weather events damage crops and disrupt agricultural production. This leads to food shortages and price spikes. Malnutrition is a serious consequence of food insecurity. When people don't have access to enough nutritious food, their bodies become weakened. This makes them more susceptible to illness and disease. Children are particularly vulnerable to the effects of malnutrition. Rising temperatures also threaten the yields of staple crops, such as wheat, rice, and maize. This has implications for global food security. As the planet warms, the areas suitable for growing these crops are shrinking. This puts pressure on food production and distribution systems. Climate change is exacerbating existing inequalities. People living in poverty are disproportionately affected by food insecurity and malnutrition. They often lack the resources to cope with the impacts of climate change. Addressing food security is crucial for building resilience to climate change.